Bitcoin's alive, what you gonna do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. Like always, today is your weekend update. So every week we do a weekend update, and this is it. So every Sunday we usually drop it, but today we're dropping it a little early this week on Saturday because of the holiday here in the West. So if you are over here, happy holidays to you guys. So we got a lot of amazing topics to talk about here. We're going to get into some tap stuff. We're going to get into some Bitcoin frog stuff. And obviously, there's a lot of Merlin stuff to talk about. So, I mean, if you're not big into Merlin, we apologize, but it's going to be a very Merlin-centric episode because there's just a lot of news over there. So, we're going to definitely get over there and talk about all that stuff. But without further ado, let me bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
So much.
It's probably obvious, but if you guys are a watcher, we didn't do the weekly update because we just feel like with the 5 days of lives, everything's going to be regurgitated, right? So it was hard for me because I had this line in my head. Every week we did a weekly update, a weekend update. Today's your weekend update, and I was like, oh wait, we're not doing a weekly update no more. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that for a second. Do you think that's a good idea to kind of cut that and just kind of do the 5 lives?
Yeah, I think so. It would be too soon of a regurgitation, I guess, if I worded that correctly. But yeah, just doing those lives Monday through Friday, and then Wednesday we would have a live, and then we also have a spaces that day too. So it just made more sense to kind of cut that out and do a solid one on the weekend, right? And provide that every weekend for our audience and viewers. So I think it's a good idea. If you guys do miss that, let us know. And if we get enough feedback, we'll see what we can do with it.
Yeah, and everything, guys, this is like a community, Ordinal Revolution is a community thing. So all feedback is necessary. You guys can leave comments, and if you guys want to get directly to us, you can email us at ordinalrevolution@gmail.com. So we got to take it over there. We can kind of really dig into all the community stuff. So definitely email us if you're interested. Obviously, DM us on Twitter as well. But yeah, let's get the show started.
Yep, let's do it. Sorry, I had to get my screen situated here and make sure I'm on the right screen. And I am. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to start with the king. As always, the king is the king and will always be the king. And so Bitcoin is kind of ranging, right? Like we saw it in this price range yesterday during our live. It's at 70,000, barely over 70,000. But, it's been really ranging between 69 and then 70,000, almost touching 71. I feel like we're going to be in this consolidation, price point. Maybe we end up ticking up towards the end of this weekend. It is a long weekend. Wall Street bros are bored, and, Bitcoin is their new kind of shiny toy. So we'll see if that, ignites anything to close the month with this monthly close, right? Maybe we'll get something that spikes it up. But in terms of like the 1 hour chart, we're back into this overbought range. We've been hanging out here since 8 o'clock last night Central Time, and you can see the MACD candles here. Most of them are pretty dark green. We just got a light green one, so maybe we start ticking down into the oversold territory here. But yeah, I mean, I really personally don't see like any huge explosion. Maybe we see something on Sunday, maybe we don't. But what's your thoughts heading into April?
Yeah, it's very rare to get a weekly close and a monthly close on the same day, right? It doesn't happen very often, and I think it's very significant. I think people are going to wait and kind of see if we're over 70 at that weekly monthly close. That could be pretty big, and you might see some things start running, because a lot of people are chart guys that really depend on those candles, those monthly candles and stuff like that. So starting a new monthly candle on Monday and then kind of seeing where it go. I think the month of April is going to be absolutely insane. We kind of had our March dip, right? I mean, it wasn't anything like previous March dips, but it happened, and we can kind of another check on the box, right? Check that off, and we go into April, and April is very bullish, especially in halving years for Bitcoin. So it should be fun. I can't wait. With runes is coming in what is it, 20 days now or something like that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, and the protocol, I believe, has been added to the Ord wallet, or it's going to be by tomorrow. One of the two. I got to check on that. But yeah, so it's coming up. People are getting ready. We talked a little bit pre-recording, and you said that you heard from different ecosystems that that they're actually waiting for runes. So runes could be something amazing to where like we haven't seen like that liquidity dump into runes could just be something that we're just like, wow, this is nuts, but I will say this though, like typically in April, like in the beginning, it's a little not necessarily like hyper bullish right off the bat, but once it gets going, like it gets, the ignition gets turned on, and then bam, we're off to the races.
Yeah, and I was in Spaces rooms last night, just kind of doing research, just listening. And one of the spaces was like a Solana themed space, and I just went in, I just couldn't listen, and it was very meme centric. And basically, what I was hearing was that a lot of these Solana stuff is cooling off right now, like dog with hat and all that crazy stuff. And a lot of them are waiting for runes. They think runes is going to be the next bump up, and a lot of the Solana guys who came over during the BRC20 craze might be coming back for this rune craze. So I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. It's weird. It's kind of like we're here, like the 5 ticker BRC20 and the BRC20 2.0 is being released. Like, I don't know if they're doing it intentionally, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I know your opinion on it is it's not really going to do anything, because you can't really overtake that hype from runes right now. Maybe post runes implementation, but we'll see what happens with that.
The 5 ticker BRC20, I don't think anything's going to come from that. I just think that it's going to be fun for a little while, but like everyone's going to be prepared for runes. If it comes out before runes, if this thing can drop like a week before runes, you might see some price action. But I think a lot of people are very liquid and getting very liquid to handle some of these rune memes that are coming. And I'm not a meme guy, but I will throw some money at some of these rune memes. I'm not touching the BRC20 memes though.
Yeah. So that is what we are looking at for Bitcoin. The halving is 20 days away, so be prepared, because we definitely will be. But yeah. So what do you feel like getting into? What do you feel like? Anything particularly? You want me to just do a round robin type thing?
Let's just drop through. I mean, I guess we jumped into the tap stuff real quick.
All right. So we touched on this briefly yesterday during our live, but Tap is expanding its ecosystem with Traverse, and other projects have announced that they are moving to Tap. What are you most excited about with Tap protocol, Pipe, and Trac Ecosystem? I know your excitement was pretty capped a while ago, but has that come back? Have you felt a little bit more excitement with them in the news, or what's your perspective on Tap as a whole?
So I think the Tap stuff with them coming out and saying they're going to get wallet integrations and stuff like that, and kind of like waiting for marketplaces, I think it's more of a wait and see approach with them. And I think it's a good idea for them to kind of take the back seat and let runes kind of like pan out, and then come out on the other side of runes with all these new drops, right? For them to really just stay quiet, just keep your head down, building right now. But obviously keep watching, see what's going on in runes, and kind of maybe in 4 months when runes starts to cool off and really take, a lot of the money start coming out of runes, potentially it could go into stuff like Tap, and people would have a lot more liquidity to play with the Tap ecosystem and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what Tap is in 4 months, right? I'm excited to see what Tap is after the summer, and kind of see what, like, and then what they're building now, and then just have it all just drop right after runes, like right after all the hype for runes kind of dies down.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair perspective to have. I think they had a pretty major win with the X-verse balances showing, right? So once that gets implemented, we talked about this yesterday. X-verse is one of those wallets that you know, I think you said that, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, that you feel like it's the leading wallet. Do you feel that way or no?
No, I didn't say that. I think that was a hunch who said that, but I feel like Unisat is a leading wallet because of China, but then OKX is really taking a giant chunk out of that. So I just think that's the big three. It's X versus Unisat and OKX. So OKX,
So
Unisat, and X
is
verse.
is it a big win that, you know, Tap got Xverse to do that?
It's definitely a win. Calling a big win would be saying that it wasn't late. This should have happened months ago. You know, so they needed this type of stuff when Tap was really running, because we did see a Tap season. We were looking at it every single day. Gib was running and Based was running and all those other coins were running. Ordify was running, you know, but that's when they needed that wild integration. But hey, it's better late than never, right?
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. You know, I think it's a win for sure. If they get it, because, like, you know, this is just from Jason Fang's Twitter account announcing it. I don't think there's been an official tweet from the Xverse team yet. So until I see that, I think that's whenever the win comes in. Right now, it's just kind of speculation and excitement from, like, now Jason Fang is obviously he's a leader of a big investment fund.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a part of it. So if that, you know, can get people excited, that's great. But really just seeing that a part of it. And then also it's like, man, you know, we didn't get to really experience like the 2018-19 you know, DeFi like infrastructure build out for Ethereum. And so we don't really have that specific experience, right? We were in crypto or some, you know, during some of that time period, but it's weird to me right now because I'm like, I have a little bit of this, I have a little bit of that, I have a little bit of this, that, like in terms of like atomicals, Tap, you know, BRC20s, of course. I'm getting lined ready for runes. You know, that's like 4 meta protocols right there. And then we haven't really touched on the pipe or anything. And then you have like the L2s and sidechains. So like, what is gonna happen once like there's like retails here and stuff? Like, what do you see happening, man? Because like I'm a little bit like, I don't know. We're not Magic 8 Ball. Like I can guess and we'll probably be wrong, but like if you were to guess, what do you see happening? Like honest, transparent, right now in your brain, what do you think happens?
With Tap in general, is that the question?
Like all of them. Like, do you feel like one just says I'm the king and that's it? Like, you know, or do you feel like these kind of like my part of my theory is that they will go out into their own like start creating their own ecosystems, and then retail will, you know, obviously they start at a higher level and then they go down, but like people will start to gravitate toward like these other meta protocols ecosystems. I mean, because like the way Ethereum worked was there was like this moment where I am the king. ERC20 came out and says this is the standard and that's it. And then you have like your NFT standards, totally different. I'm talking about just fungible though.
Runes will win. Runes will win, but like runes will really just take all the meta protocols really down to almost nothing. And then we'll see what comes out of that. We'll see which ones come off the floor with a bounce, right? So, and I say they're going to go down to nothing is because I say the next 4 months is going to be very runes. You know, nothing else is going to matter. If you have money in other things, it's going to keep dropping, especially in this NFT environment that we're in, where you need a buyer on the other side. You can't just dump, right? So, and then at that point, it's a race to zero. And I truly believe that in the next 4 months, because that's, you know, anything can change in 4 months. 4 months is 2 years in crypto, but the next 4 months, all these meta protocols are going to bleed out, including BRC20s. But for long term, I can't predict it. I can't even fathom a prediction. So
yeah. But okay, so that's an interesting statement. You said, okay, so even including BRC20s, which, you know, there's obviously a lot of bag bias, right, with BRC20s right now because people are holding bags. But even more than bag bias, I feel like there's some VC bias because you have the Unisats, you have some other, you know, platforms that have invested, you know, a lot of money into this. So they obviously put a lot of focus into BRC 20 2.0 and stuff like that. Now, would you say BRC20s are big in China?
it used to be. You know, like they're huge. They're monstrous. China rode that up high, right? And then Obviously rats and stuff, but it's only a matter of time before the rats guys get 1-to-1 tokens of runes and then start playing over there, right?
So
So
that's what you feel like China will do. You feel like China will pivot away from BRC20s, even though like some of these platforms have invested millions of dollars into them.
well, you're going to get airdrops, right? Everyone's talking about the giant airdrop season, and it's going to come from rat holders. Rat holders are going to get runes tokens. Like I just think that all the big communities that have BRC20s backing them will eventually pivot to runes, whether that be an airdrop of a runes token and stuff like that. I feel like it's all coming to runes. And again, I don't know what happens after the 4-month period, but I think
Yeah.
April, May, June, and July it's all going to be runes based, and BRC20s can come back. For sure. I truly believe that. I feel like people are going to get bored of runes eventually, but the next 4 months is going to be driven with airdrops and just insanity and fun and everything you've just seen on Solana with their meme season is coming to runes.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be very interesting. I think we're going to have some surprises like we always do, right? Whenever we're speculating on stuff, because I think the two largest Bitcoin fungible token platforms are obviously OKX and Unisat. And they were heavy BRC20, meaning that they had a lot of investment into the BRC20 technology and they have been building behind the scenes and all this stuff. So how do you see those? Do you see those two like being still the successful ones and they pivot hard with runes? Because for them to do that, they're going to have to take some losses and they're going to have to figure out what to do. Or there's going to be these new platforms that say, okay, we're the king platforms now, and we're going to focus on be the best runes experience. What do you think?
Pivot or die. They're either going to have to pivot or die. They can both pivot.
Okay, isn't going to die.
Well, no. They can die in the ordinal in the ordinal area. You know, they're going to pivot.
Okay.
OKX, they have a lot of smart people. It's obvious they're going to pivot. Unisat, we don't know if it's that obvious they're going to pivot to runes, right? I guarantee you, OKX has a runes marketplace tab ready for 2-3 days before it goes live, right?
Yeah.
I feel like OKX is just far and above everyone else in the sense of just having everything ready, you know. So there's gonna be other marketplaces and you're gonna be able to find some deals and a lot of arbitrage opportunities, and I do think that people are going to use a lot of these other marketplaces like Runes Pro and Runes Alpha and stuff like that. But I think OKX is going to be, you know, they offer 0 fees. Like, come on.
Well, that wasn't I don't think that was intended for like the long-term goal. I think it was to kind of get users, which it worked, right?
And they're going to do it again because it worked.
they probably will. I think we see like new names. Obviously, there are new names that we know about, but they're not like hugely like robust like OKX, right? Or Unisat now is like Unisat was making a lot of money during the BRC20 craze, and so they're well funded, right? With these new names, they're not necessarily the same. Maybe they have these backers behind them. But I think it's going to be very interesting because I think, like I said, there's going to be curveballs that we don't see coming. But I also think that you're right on the terms in the sense of having that runes tab ready. And who knows, maybe, you know, Unisat brought ARC20s on for a reason because they are UTXO model tokens, you know, that are stored in the op return. So very similar to what runes is, like the fundamentals of how runes works. So maybe they're just trying to prep and say, okay, let's make sure our back end works smooth with these, you know, even though there wasn't a huge success with that. And that could be more of the marketing and branding part of it.
Well, yeah, it could have been anything at all. It just might have been, hey, this is live testing. Let's just use ARC20s as live testing. So you're right. You're right on that. And I think that's 100% why they did it. And again, it's pivot or die, and they're not going to die from this. They want the fees. Unisat makes money from fees, and we're comfortable using Unisat, right? So why not just make runes tokens available? I mean, it's not that different. Obviously, you know, there's some differences, but like they already do ARC20s, so there's not different at all. You know, so
well, I think from that fundamental like Bitcoin fungible token method, it shouldn't be too different. I think the only thing is the way that Casey put the cenotaphs in, so they're probably trying to prepare for that. But yeah, so I don't know how we got to this because this topic was about tap, but it was more about like kind of, you know, how these meta protocols are going to survive, right? So
yeah, and I think TAP does survive, but I think right now TAP has an opportunity all these meta protocols have an opportunity to kind of put their head down, be very quiet for about 4 months. Don't come out with any news. Just kind of silently go about your day. And then right as all that money is coming out of runes, we saw with BRC20s, all that money eventually came out, right? I mean, there's still sitting some high marketplaces, market caps, but nothing what it was 2-3 months ago, you know, so, or it's 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. So, and I see a lot of that money being put in other places. Like, where can I put this to grow again? Where's the next opportunity? And you might see that opportunity in BRC20s, TAP protocol, and CRB20s and ARC20s and whatever 20s come after that. You know, it's just so many different protocols just drop every week. But I think runes is runes, and it's going to take the next 4 months and really run with it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that happens. But you know, I hope that there's like a meta protocol like ecosystem to where like they all start to build their own like user base. But you know, as we know, like what's hot is hot, and that just, you can't really stop that, right? So we'll see what happens. But good, definitely good discussion on that.
For sure.
I know people are looking to see. But next topic here, ink revealed. We're going to run through some of these kind of quick because we got a lot. But ink revealed, can they be a top Ordinals project?
So they came out yesterday. The project dropped on Thursday. It was obviously, it said you got inked, that's all it said, and now it is they're all revealed. And some of them look very cool, and then some of them look very
plain,
boring, right? Very plain. But so, am I bullish on these ones as a floor price? Maybe. I could see this going to 0.07 again, 0.08. But I think where the bullishness for me happens in type, and then obviously the rift. Have you seen these?
Yeah, the black.
They are freaking cool, dude.
Those are dope, man.
They're going for
get one.
Yeah, they're going for half a Bitcoin though. But then my other favorite here is Cinema. Dude, these are awesome. And then if you go up here, right, to backgrounds, I really like the gray background, because if you look, the gray background only has 635. So if you put Cinema and gray background, look how freaking awesome that looks, dude. And my personal favorite, I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but it's the dragon.
Yeah.
The orange dragon with the gray background is freaking fire. If it's going to show up, look at that, dude. I don't know. I like my PFP, just being me, but I think this would be a fire PFP. But
no, I agree with you, man. The Rift are sick though.
Yeah, well, they're just too expensive, man. Half a Bitcoin.
Yeah, I know, man. Well, like I ended up getting a pretty rare one, man. I got one that there's only 63 total of, you know. And so, but you know, the floor price of these, I'll say this: if this, with all the pre-hype that it's had, if this doesn't get to at least 0.1, then a floor, then I'll probably won't participate or even secondary purchase anything that's like unrevealed ever again. Just because like I feel like it just hasn't worked out. It's cool to like be anticipating of what if you got a rare one and all that stuff, but it just like kills the floor so much. Now it hasn't killed it like completely here. It's dropped though about 0.03. But still, like, you know, there's a chance for this to kind of, you know, regain that floor. Right now we're about to see like how much like of the cabal was really involved with this, because like, you know, if you look at Node Monkeys, if you look at what is it, the puppets, no, they had that energy after they pulled back in the beginning and they like really took off. With this, we're about to see if it was just you know, pre-hype to take the money for minting and then they're gone. But if they're still here and they pump it hard, then it has a chance, I think.
Yeah, and they only took $500 from 10,000 people, right? So I mean,
come on, what is that? 5 million. They only took 5 million.
They only took 5 million people, right? So I don't know. So, but one thing, guys, if you're building a project, right, do yourself a favor. If you look at the floor here, it is 90% girls, right? Yagobi, he actually brought this to my attention with another project, and make the girls rare. Make the girls very rare. Like this Ordinal space is dominated by men. No man is going to put a girl as their PFP. I mean, we're not playing, freaking World of Warcraft here, where that's cool. It's not like, you know what I mean. So
yeah, and this is not like a sexist take. I feel like it's more like just being transparent of, like, for example, and this is, please don't take this the wrong way. I'm just telling you how I view like basketball. Like, I'm not going to sit there and call up a bunch of my friends and say, hey, let's watch the WNBA championship game. I'm just not going to do it. There is audience for that. And I'm not saying take females out of the collections. No, they need to be there. But like Shizzy said, like make them a bit more rare. Me and my wife had an argument about this because, like, she was like, you're sexist. I'm like, no, I'm not. But, I was like, it's not about female or male. It's more about, like, what does your market look for, right? And who is your customer base, right? And that is that. I mean, but if you want your collection to have a lot of female floors, fine, just keep doing what you're doing. But if you want those females to actually stand out and be like the floor of the females high, because you can make that happen. You can make that happen. But you gotta put some pizzazz on them. You gotta do something different. Make it like, there's a small percentage. So we'll just see.
If there was, like, let's just say like 1,400 females or like 800 females, right? It would be amazing to get it. Oh, you got one of the girls. You know what I mean? That would be a fire. But
or
the fact that
on like uncommons or something. You know what I mean?
Or even better. But I get where, obviously they came from, it's just we're going to put the traits up there and then you get random traits as you mint. So you got to figure a way to do that, but just have less female traits. You know what I mean? Only have, like, to make it rare. So, I mean, some of the masks and stuff are really rare. Just to kind of do that with the females, whether that's, I don't know. I don't know, but it just sucks that it's always females on the floor. But
But I will say, though, I do like the art a lot. I think that, especially if there's like strong lore behind this, because I think you mentioned that there's like a comic book type of approach to this. So we'll see. Yeah. My guy is actually pretty awesome looking. I definitely
a PFP change in the
I don't know about the PFP change. I don't know about a PFP change, but
if I can get one of those dragons, dude, I probably would. That's like the only way. You guys go to type and then go to cinema.
Yep.
Oh, it's a gray one on the floor here.
Get him. Oh, get him. That's a goat.
There. Oh, he's down.
Yeah.
9/9 for a gray.
Golly, dude, that's crazy.
But the dragon is one I want, though. I would like this guy too. It's pretty badass. But these are my favorite. By far. Look at that dragon, dude. White dragon with the orange background.
I want the one with the Chinese New Year envelope. That one's cool.
Where's that?
That might have been just a I don't know, marketing one, but there was a dragon holding a Chinese envelope, but that might have been just for marketing. I'm not sure. Yeah. But yeah. So I'm I guess final. Are you bullish or bearish on it?
Bullish on the cinemas. And the rifts and the sideboards.
Just the whole collection.
Bearish on the floor.
You're bearish on the floor, so you think it's going to keep going down?
I don't think it gets above that 0.07 mark for a long time. Okay. At least till after runes.
Gotcha. I'm semi-bullish on it. We'll see. Really, this next couple of days is going to tell me like how bullish and bearish I am on it. How strong the community is in buying it up. If it doesn't make a decent like jump in the next 3 to 5 days, I'm bearish on it for long term too. So that's just me though. All right, moving on to the next thing. Frogs are drowning. What the F is going on? So the frogs are sitting here at 0.75. So they actually came up a little bit. Yeah, yesterday they were all the way down to 0.6, I think 2 or something crazy.
6.4, I seen it. Yeah.
6.4, yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually picked up some not yesterday, but before I picked them up at like 0.1. So like I'm down from that, but I'm okay with it because I know frogs are going to be around forever in this ecosystem. Now, how long will it take for them to have their resurgence? Who knows? We'll have to see. We're going to a frogs event though in NYC, and I think that the community is still there throwing these events and stuff like that. It's just we might have to wait till that collector's phase. So
Yeah,
what about
100%.
you?
Yeah, I'm not buying anything right now. I wouldn't even look at buying a frog, even if it drops like 0.04, just because I'm staying very liquid for runes. I don't care. It's like that's why I haven't purchased an ink yet, anything like that. I feel like I'm gonna be able to get a lot of these collections at the height of runes when everyone is talking about runes. I think that's when I'm gonna start trying to pick up some of these collections. I'm just trying to stay a step ahead of everyone else, and kind of I think you're gonna see frogs down to like 0.04. You're gonna probably see the quantum cats down to 0.2. You're probably gonna see no monkeys at around 0.3. That's when I'm gonna hop back in these projects while everyone is talking about dog with hat, the runes token. Right, so
Yeah.
but yeah,
For sure.
and I don't mean dog with the actual dog with hat, but I mean there's going to be one that is that of runes, you know. So when everyone is hype on that and that gets listed on Coinbase and stuff like that, because you're going to see runes get listed on Coinbase. I truly think so, and you know, I think that's going to really bring, and that's the reason why I think runes is going to surpass everything else, because there's no BRC20 on Coinbase, but I think that's because of the transfer stuff like that. I think it's gonna be a lot easier to get runes on these major exchanges, and when that starts to happen, that's the time to sell. The day Coinbase lists a runes token is the day you should be selling all of your runes.
Yep. We saw what happened once Ordi was listed on Binance. It blew, it went nuts, and then the whole ecosystem went nuts. But frogs, are they drowning? No, they're amphibians that live in water, so they technically can't drown unless you hold them down forever, and they can never get air at all. But no, they're gonna be okay. I think they're gonna be fine. But you know, one thing, you just mentioned runes again. We keep talking about that because it's the hot topic. But I think the one thing that Casey did that was really smart. He doesn't like BRC20s. He hates UTXO bloat. We know that. What he did that was really smart for his strategy. If it is to replace BRC20s, is rolling runes into the Ord wallet, the Ordinals protocol, because it's an inscription now. You know, as to like ARC20s aren't inscriptions, and so they're inscriptions in his whole ecosystem. And so now like they are directly competing with BRC20s in that ecosystem, right? And so I think we'll have to see how that plays out, but definitely you know, very smart move by Casey, I think, if that's what his goal is.
Yeah, I mean, adding runes to the Ordinal protocol would be absolutely amazing, right? That would be the
that's it. That's what's happening.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like that's perfect. That again is another reason why I think all these meta protocols kind of you know, take a nice nap for a while, and runes kind of takes off, because you can say what you want. Casey's Casey. You know, once CoinDesk writes an article saying the guy who created
most influential too. Yeah,
exactly. The guy who created Ordinals, the most influential man of 2023, is now creating a meme coin casino, right? It's gonna be like, oh crap, like, you know, it's gonna bring a lot of people here, and they're not coming for your BRC20s, they're coming for your runes. So get liquid or die.
Yeah, and the indexing for that, like for these wallets, it's gonna be like a no-brainer. Like they almost have to do it because it's a part of the Ord wallet now, right? So it's like it's like freaking he's playing 4D chess. We'll see what happens. It's pretty exciting times. But all right, let's move on to the next one, because we do have several here. Merlin update from Jeff. Could you talk a little bit about what you saw with this?
Yeah, so this is actually some crazy stuff in here. It's okay. So first one is we will open the bridge for BRC20s next week. Huge, right? We're kind of talking about, you know, BRC20s kind of going under. Merlin could be that lifeboat for BRC20s, right? But you know, usually when they're going to open up for BRC20s, they're probably going to open up for runes in a few weeks as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But you will be able to play with your BRC20s next week on Merlin, right? So, and then next week we will start minting MORD, MSATs, MRATs, and more assets for users who stake there. So if you have a BRC20 that is in Merlin, you will be able to trade it probably on Merlin Swap and stuff, right? Next week.
Yeah, I would think so. Once liquidity pools are created, because you need liquidity. But you know, so this is one of the other reasons to where makes me kind of disagree with you a little bit about BRC20s, but they definitely are going to get overshadowed by runes. But because of Merlin, having this, like it goes kind of back to your legacy point, right? So like these legacy BRC20s that live on Bitcoin's native layer can be locked up on these MPC wallets, right, on Bitcoin, but then synthetically traded on Merlin and these other Bitcoin L2s and stuff like that. That kind of can limit the reproduction and redeployment of new BRC20s, and which satisfies what Casey's goal is anyways, because less UTXO bloat in that sense, and so, Merlin in these side chains and stuff, that because I feel like a lot of these BTCs, especially the Chinese side chains that like BRC20s, are going to mimic what he's doing. And it's like Merlin is like doing everything right in that sense. I know they're working on particle network and all that stuff, but in the sense of like saying, hey, you can trade any freaking BTC native layer 1 asset over here, runes, BRC20s, BRC420s, it don't matter. They're all handled the same exact way, and it's a simple process for them. You win, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but the same way though, it's the same way they're bringing BRC20s, they're bringing runes over, right? So and so like let's just say you're in the inside there, you're BRC20s and stuff, you're still seeing the price go up on rune stuff, and you're seeing the price of BRC20s going down, right? So you do.
Well, it depends. It depends on how popular it is on Merlin, right? Because like if you create like liquidity pools on Merlin and you drive the price up on Merlin, then that means like BRC20s on native Merlin can positively affect the BRC20 price on Bitcoin as well. Vice versa. It depends on how popular Rats and stuff. Rats is still 200+ million market cap. So
yeah, but there's going to be a runes Rats, and they're going to pivot.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's going to happen. It'd be stupid. For anyone not adopting a rune strategy, no matter a community token or whatever. It's not. You're not going to make it. I'm sorry, and that's just my opinion.
I don't agree with that all the way.
I mean, that's
good. I think that some people, that are doing it. I don't think you're wrong for doing it, and I don't think you're dead if you don't do it. I don't agree with that, because we can't tell what tomorrow brings exactly. But I get where you're coming from, because that's all the hype. That's the easy answer on the test. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the easy answer right now.
I wouldn't say it's easy, it's obvious.
Obvious is easy. If I have a question on a test and it's so obvious, it's easy. I know the answer because it's so obvious to everybody. But
if it's obvious to everyone, it's the right answer.
No, I don't think. Actually, sometimes that's the actual opposite. It's like, how the market plays sometimes is like opposite of what everybody thinks. You know what I'm saying?
You're giving these degens too much credit. They like
no, yeah, the degens. You're giving them too much credit, because the degens are the ones that are like everybody saying it's going to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that runes is not going to be successful. I know there's going to be some level of success, probably a good amount because of Casey, but at the same time, imagine once everybody like it could be a buy the news, sell the buy the rumor, sell the news event. Like once in the first week, that's what I'm saying. The first week, people buy the shit out of it, and then it dumps hard after that, because like, okay, we had our we got in, we got whatever, and everybody that has a
new one every couple of days.
Yeah, but
you do it every 9 minutes.
I know, but like what I'm saying is like with the people that do the nodes too, they're gonna dump on these retailers that don't know how to do shit with like their own node. Those people are gonna be pissed, because they're gonna get dumped on and buy secondary rune 0, runes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they're gonna be dumped on by these people that are like basically mining these. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so
but you saw what happened to people that minted BRC20s. They dumped them right away too.
Yeah.
Right? The ones that held on to them for another month or 6 weeks made out like freaking bandits. No matter what you mint it. The mining, minting, same thing.
All I'm saying is when the answer is so easily obvious in front of your face, a lot of times it doesn't work out exactly how you think it's going to. That's how I'll leave that.
I think we have to agree to disagree. I think that what Jeff's doing with BRC20s is, and again, so I can't predict anything outside of 4 months. Right. My prediction stops in July. I don't know what happens after that. I think that BRC20s do take a resurgence. I think legacy in the collection part of it. I think these tokens are going to be collected And I think once we get in that collector's phase, when people made a lot of money from the bull market and stuff like that, then you can see some of these meta protocols coming back, maybe even stronger than they are now, right? So that's my prediction goes. I'm only predicting the next 4 months, and my prediction is runes just outpaces everything by 100-fold.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's like a pretty easy prediction because most everybody thinks that same. If you had 10 people, even Solana fools think the same way as you. You know what I'm saying? And because it's like everybody's been expecting this.
Are they fools though if they made 100x on dog with hat?
No, I didn't mean like fools, like idiots. I mean like fools, you know, like just slang. But not. I'm not saying they're like idiots. I'm just saying like the degens think that way right now. They're like everybody's. I'm a degen too. I think that way, you know, to a certain extent. But I'm also a cautious person to where if I feel like everybody's running in one direction, there's a small percentage that says, okay, a little bit of that's right, but they don't see this, or like this is, you know, smoke and mirrors a little bit, you know. But I mean,
my strategy is always the same: get in early, get out early, treat everything like Ponzi. And I'm gonna get in early in runes. I'm gonna get out early in runes. It's gonna be 10x after I get out, and I'm fine with that.
But, yep. All right, so
back to Jeffrey, real quick.
Back to Jeffrey.
So our man Jeffy. Okay, so Merlin. This is the big one here. Merlin Seal has been overwhelmingly. I can't even. My computer's messed up here. Merlin Seal has been overwhelming response from the community. We will be extending the campaign so Bitcoin's halving. Participants will have more time to accumulate more points. How do you feel about that? So basically, it was supposed to end in the next couple of days, the end of March, and now they're extending it another 2.5 weeks. That kind of dilutes us a little bit because, you know, I was very happy with my points and stuff, and the amount of Merlin that I was getting is very nice. It might actually drop a little bit now. How do you feel about them extending the campaign?
I think it's a little strategic because they're probably wanting to make sure that the, you know, that the particle network and the account abstraction functionality is working really smooth. They also want some of these dApps to, you know, finish out and stuff like that. So am I happy about it? No, but I'm not like super pissed about it or anything. I'm just kind of like, okay, it is what it is. We got to wait a little bit longer. And I think that like, we got to be patient here.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of it. I definitely get why they're doing it. The chain is just not ready yet. They're waiting for this upgrade from the what's it having a blank here. What's the other what are they using?
ZK EVM.
The ZK EVM. Yeah, exactly. So then participants' staked assets can be unlocked as per schedule, nearing Bitcoin's halving. That will not change. Currently, users have already claim their MBTC and MUSDT and can bridge back to L1 if they want. That's pretty big. I didn't know. Okay, so that's coming around halving as well, where I'm going to be able to take my MBTC and bridge it back to layer 1 with no penalty. That's cool because I'm excited for that. And then we have upgraded our Explorer, and we will have a huge upgrade for the RPC node next week. That is huge. That is huge. The Explorer has been the issue for the last 2 weeks because of the AA, the particle network stuff. So that is huge. And if that goes next week, that is big. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons why they're extending this campaign as well.
Yeah. And I'm actually, so to go back to the points and stuff and you know how many tokens that we're gonna get, like I'm actually okay with it because I think that like right now, like we can see with bitmap.date, you know, like the seal data and your expectation of what you're supposed to receive. But like Merlin is like not even 10% of its potential right now. You know what I mean? Like in like you and I, you know, when we do research, like you're showing me like, oh my God, check this website out. Check that. Yeah. I'm just like, holy crap. Like some of these websites look really like you know, shored up and like really nice, and like their mechanisms and stuff that they're explaining. Like I'm just like, my mind is like, you know, flabbergasted with it, right? And so I feel like once that explosion happens, we talked to Mr. J a little bit about this, so you guys can check that Unicross episode. But like he says that we're about like what did he say, like 4 months maybe or something away from like a little explosion.
Yeah, the Unicross video will come out tomorrow on Easter Sunday. So we're gonna put the update today. But yeah, if you watch the video comes out tomorrow with Mr. J, we definitely do talk about a lot about that. So, but
yeah, so we're at least like 3 or 4 months away from like that crazy explosion period. And so guys, like this is just my speculation on it, but I would say like we're like 10% of what like Merlin Chain's potential is gonna you'll see. So we got 90% left to go.
Yeah. And honestly, right now Merlin Chain is the only thing in my eyes that can compete with runes right now, because it's like two different assets, and a lot of these tokens could be runes tokens as well. You know what I mean? Like their native tokens could be bridged in runes. So, I'm like so excited for Merlin Chain and so excited for runes. I think we are in the right time in the right place. And guys, if you don't make money this bull run, you can only blame yourself for not participating in runes and Merlin. But
yep.
Yeah, man.
All right. All right, let's see here. Okay, so Ordzaar is gonna give out Zaar Passes to the builders and leaders that made it all possible. So this is pretty cool. And Nakib and his team, sent DMs to certain people in the space that have contributed and given, or contributed some sort of way to help build in the space. And I think this is a really cool give back from Ordzaar. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Ordzaar has been one of those community-driven projects. They live and die by the community. Nakib has been one of the people who's always in spaces and always just around. I mean, he was always popping in the base community stuff before the base community kind of forced him out of there because I don't know, they got mad at him or something. I don't know. But Nakib has always been in the community. But lately he had his head down building, and we're finally seeing the fruits of his labor here with this Zaar Pass and everything that's going on with that. Nakib is like, he's one of the people who I really look up to in this space. I think because he was the reason for the Singapore, the big thing they had there, and that's what kind of really driven everything since then, right? I think that was the big meetup that people still talk about today, and Nakib was a big part of that. I'm happy for Nakib. I hope Ordzaar is one of the bigger marketplaces in the space. I love Magic Eden, but Ordzaar is just like that community driven marketplace.
Grassroots. Yep.
Grassroots. Exactly.
For sure. So congrats to Nakib and his team. And we were 2 lucky people that got selected for that. So we appreciate you guys. And we look forward to the future of Ordzaar. And hopefully we run into him this next week. So.
And one thing I love about Nakib too is like he came in our spaces. We did a Saturday spaces. Today was actually the first day we haven't did a Saturday spaces in 9 months, right? But Nakib was in there week after week after week with updates and just talk about the space, and just sometimes not even about Ordzaar, and just talking. And we'd always bring him on stage. And Nakib, I keep like saying how amazing this guy is, but he is the definition of grassroots. He's been with us from the beginning, and I think we should all support him. And this pass is going to get locked in my vault and never seen again, except when I'm looking to do some stuff on Ordzaar. So,
yep.
I would never sell this pass, by the way.
Nice. All right. Merlin Starter will prioritize the Merlin Swap IDO's participants for its token airdrop. Merlin Starter. Okay,
huge.
So we'll go.
I talked about this last week.
Explain about it.
Okay. Yeah. So this was a tweet by Merlin Starter. They came out and they said, obviously, that they're going to have a TGE. All launch pads do, right? So I think that I said this to you guys before the airdrop, right? You remember I said this? Because I'm pretty sure I said it. I was just like, use the IDO, and that's why I put 0.1 in there. I knew I wasn't going to get. I was not going to get the tokens I wanted, or I was going to lose money. It did not matter to me because I wanted the Merlin Starter airdrop. Merlin Starter is going to be the top coin, in my opinion, going into this cycle. If there's another event or another IDO, use it. Use Merlin Starter as much as you possibly can. I know we're about to talk about their book thing, their spell book, but anything with Merlin Starter, you should definitely try. Launch pads are the biggest winners of every cycle, and I think there's they're obviously going to be Merlin Starter as the number one in the Merlin ecosystem, in my opinion. But
yeah, yep. I mean, that's true. I mean, if you look at history, the launch pads are, and they always kick off the cycle, right? And then they end up doing well. And then there's other like infrastructure stuff that does better, but like in the beginning, there's none that do as well as launch pads because they launch the projects, right?
Yeah.
They launch all the infrastructure projects and stuff like that. And there's more to come. I promise you. You got Bitzaar, you got Unicross, you got all these other like amazing infrastructure plays that are gonna, you know, probably be around for other side chains and layer twos as well. But yeah, so excited about that.
100%. And then the next thing would be Merlin Swap will reward IDO participants as well as users who engage in the MP trading and provide by liquidity. A total of 2% of the tokens, 420 million to be exact, will be distributed. So again, if you are part of the IDO and if you're taking your MP tokens and then you're providing liquidity, you're gonna make out like a bandit in this situation because I think that makes the APY over 100% for just putting your you know, anything with MP, whether it be USDT, whether it be anything else, anything. I think absolutely amazing. And for me, I said it before, I think I haven't provided liquidity with this, but then when the Bit Smiley token comes out, or even when the Merlin Starter token comes out, that is a token I would like to put with MP because they can run up together. I like to put two degen tokens together and kind of run up with it. Like that's, I mean, well, I wouldn't say degen, but more of a more chances
risky, a little bit more risky than like Bitcoin and stuff. Yeah, but like
I don't like to put it with Bitcoin or USDT because then I feel like I lose as it goes up. I feel like I'm selling it constantly. So
into some, yeah, it's a safer play in terms of like, you know, if your risk doesn't play out correctly on one of those two tokens, because at least you're selling it into Bitcoin, you know. But like, but yeah, so I mean, imagine two infrastructure plays for Bitcoin layer twos or side chains, and they're both going to be around for a long time, and they're both taking off at the same time. You basically hit on that. Now, it's risk. The chances of that happening at the exact same time aren't necessarily high, but if it does happen, you get rewarded very well.
But let's say over a 6-month period, you know, one jumps up, flies high, sells into the other one
then the other one catches up,
into the other, you know, and you're constantly just making the LP, you know, as well. So
stronger.
I mean, I wouldn't put my entire bag in there, but I would put like, you know, a good 25% of each token and let them ride together.
Yep. All right. Speaking of Merlin Swap, it's the most significant IDO in blockchain history. I saw this at first. I thought I might have misread it. But it says has hit staggering 24-hour trading volume of 70 million, with the total value hitting a massive 109 million, which is crazy because it's been what, maybe like almost 48 hours, right?
Yeah. It was absolutely insane. The trading of that token and just the idea and just congratulations to Merlin Swap and Merlin Starter. It was one of the best, you know, launches for Merlin Starter. And one of the most significant thing for Merlin Swap, and I think we called this way back when we knew Merlin Swap was going to be one of the bigger tickers of this cycle. So congratulations to them. I'm curious what they're going to do if they have a rune strategy, if they're going to make this MP token potentially a runes. We'll see.
Maybe we'll see. I mean, it's a two-letter ticker, but of course, like a lot of people are just using random letters because they know it's going to be long on the rune side, so they'll probably just have abbreviations or something.
What about Merlin Swap, though? Is that enough?
I mean, I don't know. But to continue a continuation on that topic, the platform's token MP alone clocked 30 million in trades. They are now the #1 decentralized trading hub in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Wow, so that's even compared to Stacks, right?
Yeah, that's Stacks clean. Like that's, you know, they already came in, and there's a new king in town already. So, and it is them. So. Yep. Man, congratulations to Merlin Swap. I think you guys are going to do a great job here, and very excited to see you guys do in the future.
Yep, 100%, man, 100%. And so, you know, once the Merlin chain gets added to the, because I'm looking on DeFi Llama right now, you can see it hasn't been added yet to Bitcoin's chain ecosystem, but it should be soon, I would imagine. Well, you know what? Maybe they don't. Maybe they're not adding side chains.
It might be under Merlin, though.
Well, I mean,
under Merlin.
It should be under. Well, because like if you look at Bitcoin's staked assets. Let me go back
Yeah.
here. We go here. Wait. No, Bridge TVL.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be there. It's probably going to be under airdrops. Oh, no. What is it? I forget what it was. I haven't looked at DeFi Llama in a few days. Or a week.
Yeah, but I remember seeing it under Bitcoin before. The seal was under here.
Yeah,
but it's not, I don't see the seal anymore.
They took it off. Yeah, B2 buck. What is that about?
I mean, this is B squared.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens if they end up being added. They should be added back once the chain is full in effect. But yeah, that's gonna be it. That's all the topics. We got through everything, except for the market update, and we're gonna hit on that. And I'll just jump over here to the BRC20s. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man, because Layer 1 Foundation's been definitely doing some stuff with the BRC20s. We'll see what happens. But in terms of the market for BRC20s, we use the OKX marketplace because it's just a lot more clear. They give you better data than Unisat does, and I just like to use it better now. So you see Jigo at number 1. The volume is $1 million. So I have noticed the last couple of times that we've done this, the top couple have creeped back over $1 million in 24-hour volume, which is good. You see the total market cap of Jigo is only 2.35 million. So this could be a good little buy here. This is a Chinese community token, I believe. So number 2, you have Pi, right under $1 million in total 24-hour volume. And then the market cap is 74.8 million. Pretty big market cap there. Number 3 is Pin. You have a 462,000 in 24-hour volume. The market cap is 11.2 million, right above that $10 million market cap range. Then number 4, you have BNB Plus at 453,000 24-hour volume. Sitting right at 630,000 market cap. So interesting to see what BNB Plus has to offer, unless it's just a strictly meme token there. Then you have LIGO. We remember LIGO. LIGO had the horrible website. NASDAQ was one of their partners.
I remember that. We tore it to pieces.
But they've been, their community token has been, or, they're supposed to be tech, but like it's really been community token. They've been hanging out though, like in the top 10. It's weird. 376,000 in total 24-hour market or volume, and then $16.45 million market cap. You have Merm. This is a new one, definitely a meme. Looks like a Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. And then you got $281,000 in 24-hour volume, 2.52 million. Cows coming in at number 7. 171,000. So this one is interesting to me because it looks like BitCow, and I wonder if it has something to do with that. We will find out though. The market cap is 10.36 million. Number 8 is SatX, $171,000 in 24-hour volume, $11 million market cap. Number 9 is ARFU, $168,000 in 24-hour volume, $266,000 market cap here. 10 is Pups from the Puppet community. They have been strong, probably one of the strongest meme BRC20 tokens in the past month and a half. And then 152,000 in 24-hour volume, $32.5 million market cap, pretty strong. They announced they're pivoting, I think, to runes. And then you have AINN at $131,000 in 24-hour volume, $45.52 million market cap. Hoo is a BRC20 now, I guess. Weird. $104,000 market cap, and then $104,000 24-hour volume, and 352,000 market cap there. Rats at number 13, 102,000 in total volume in 24 hours, $264 million market cap. Rats is really strong. Imagine what Rats will do once it actually gets trading on Merlin. Sats at number 14, 66.9 thousand in 24-hour volume. That's horrible for Sats, but it's still at $1.07 billion market cap. You have this Dragon token here, 66,000 in total volume, and then $485,000 market cap. All right, let me go through some of these. Trac at number 20, 36,000 in total 24-hour volume, 70.55 million. So still pretty strong market cap there. And I think that is all that I see. BTCS here. This is a big community token for China, 12,000 only in 24-hour volume, and $25.21 million market cap. And that is your BRC20 weekend market update. Well, I see one here. Ghosty, $8,000 in 24-hour volume and $10 million market cap, 10.4. But yeah, that is the BRC20 weekend market update.
Yeah, man. I'll take you guys over to digital artifact space here. And then that #1 spot, I'm on the 7-day. Wow, Ink actually took #1 spot in 7-day at 400 Bitcoin. That's pretty crazy.
A lot of Bitcoin.
But what's up? Yeah, I mean, for one day. So 0.004. I mean, I think it was more than that, right? I think it was a few days. But because the ink, because you could do the unrevealed. I think the #1 spot sitting at 0.048, actually up a little bit since we talked about it earlier. And then we got the runestone sitting at 0.0046. This is up almost 50% over the last 24 hours. This was down to about 0.0033 yesterday. Really took a jump up. This is the only one that I think is going to do well in the next 2-3 weeks, because it's a runes, right? You're basically buying runes ahead of the runes. So this is the only one that I would be in. If I had to pick one of these 12, it would be runestone. I think that you guys are going to see a really, really bad bleed out, especially the week prior to runes. I think a lot of these bleed outs, and I've been warning you guys for weeks now. I got out of all my ordinals and everything about so bad about last week, and I told you guys before I did it. So then we got the puppets sitting at 0.0240s. We're up there about 0.3 last week. The node monkeys sitting at 0.494. These were about 0.7, I want to say, about eight days ago. R6, another one, but I don't see it doing as well as runes, because you're mining these and people have already mined it. These could actually drop pretty hard, sitting at 0.042. But then there is somebody in the one chat room I go into on Twitter, basically saying that they think one news drop from R6 and this thing could spike up back to 0.1. So I don't know if that's true. Ordinal Maxi Bid sitting at 0.365. Quantum Cat sitting at 0.267. On one Force, the Fallen sitting at what is this? On one. Is this a reveal?
I'm not sure. I mean, they look different from each other, so I would imagine that that's not a reveal.
Gotcha. Okay. And then we have the Game of Blocks sitting at 0.0097. Natcat sitting at 0.04, and then we talked about the frogs earlier, back to 0.075, and then Sense. Sense is cool. I like Sense, but I wish the images were better. I just on a blank canvas. And
well, yeah, I think they're trying to do that like coin collector approach, man.
Yeah.
Like we said yesterday, that's what it kind of looks like.
I'm about to put some rare pennies on the blockchain, but that is your Magic Eden update.
All right, let me go to the BRC 420s here. We'll go to the marketplace. Oh, okay, the blue cube bounced back up, man. This got down to 0.33, dude. I was a little worried about that. Yeah, so $31,000 for the blue cube here. Mineral bouncing back up a little bit here too. $370 and 0.053. Man, if we can get this thing going, that'd be really nice. The music box has kind of come down a little bit, not a ton. $874 and 0.0125 Bitcoin. You have Dragon Ball coming in at $100, 0.00144. The Blue Wand coming in at $111.23. Remember, guys, Blue Wand is part of Zaar. So, as Zaar progresses into their ecosystem, the Blue Wand could be a really huge player. 0.00159 Bitcoin. Then you have the key here at $15.04, 0.0002515. Bitmap Town at $38.48. I don't know how they made it in the seal, but we'll see. You have Ords Games at $23.78, and then you have Chip Game at $151.80. This one's interesting. I'm really interested to see if they build out on Merlin, because if they do, that'd be really cool to have a gambling like poker type of platform. 0.00217 in Bitcoin there. And then if we go to, let's see here. We go to the Ordinal Revolution pass. And remember, guys, that snapshot was taken this morning, so at 8 a.m. Eastern. So it looks like the floor price of this is $1,801 at 0.02575. Yeah, so looking pretty strong there. That is the BRC 420 weekend market update.
And I'll take you guys over to the Merlin tokens. We have a new token to talk about. There hasn't been much over here. We have about 4 tokens over here, and this was one of them. So MP token is it started really high and it worked itself down. It's obvious people started getting their tokens, and you know, a lot of the big investors and stuff, they're unlocking periods 30 days. So I don't know what to expect from this. I mean, long term, I'm expecting potential 100x out of this. I think this gets to about potentially $1 on the long run, because you got to remember too, this market cap is not right. The tokens are not unlocked. So this is right. The FTV, the fully diluted, you know, full, what is it, valuation?
Valuation,
this is not fully diluted yet. There's tokens that are locked up and stuff like that. So this is a lot lower, and I think this gets, you know, it does a 10, potentially 100x potentially, but I don't know. I'm a big fan of the MP token and everything that's going on with the Merlin swap. Come on with Hoo-Hoo, and that's not financial advice. I could be completely wrong. Hoo-Hoo sitting at around 0.01. This does have a fully, these tokens are all out there. So this market cap and FTV are correct at $21 million. Are you bullish or bearish on Hoo-Hoo here?
I'm bullish, but like it's not gonna get to that $100 million market cap until the explosion on Merlin happens. It has to. You got to have activity breeds degeneracy, right? Like so, like we got to have that activity. We got to have that volume, which will come, but it's gonna come once, like, you know, I feel like once these infrastructure dApps and stuff, and then the particle network thing gets sorted out, which should be soon. I just feel like once we'll know when the floodgates are open, right? Like, but we'll see. No, I could be wrong, but you know, I'm very confident that like once that happens, Hoo-Hoo will be at over 100 million. Not financial advice though.
All right, and then we got Voya here. I agree with you on that. I truly do. And then Voya sitting at around $3.61. Really taking a heel here. Getting hit kind of hard. I had predictions of it going to $10. I was wrong for now. I think it does definitely comes back, but I think with more tokens like MP coming online, it's gonna probably take a back seat because it's just a meme. And I just don't like memes. I like memes in the beginning of their time. Like I made some money on Voya, but not in it any longer. MBTC sitting here. So it's $67,000 right now. What's the price of Bitcoin? 69?
It's $70,052.
Okay, so that's looking pretty good to the comparison. So I definitely think, and all you gotta do is wait, and then you get your Bitcoin back out of it anyway. So you can either rush it and take that $3,000 loss, or you can kind of push it. But wow, Bitcoin at 70K, that's amazing. I think earlier when we were talking about it, it was like what, 69?
Yeah, 69.8. So I mean, like. I expect it just to chop back and forth here, but like we talked about. So,
yep, and I think it's the only one. Okay, Mineral is another token that just started really high.
Is that $9 now?
$9. Yeah, it was at 12 last week. So, but yeah, it's having trouble loading up. Oh, there we go. Sitting at $8.72 on the
still past the IDO price though. But
yeah, I mean the IDO price was $5, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm barely earning any Mineral. Are you? MNER?
Yeah, I guess we can kind of talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
To finish off the show, like you can see now that the APRs and stuff are listed. You can see 30-day APR 4%, 180 days 25%, and then 360 days 50%. And guys, like I'm not upset about that really because, like I said. You don't want it to be like 100,000 plus. That's House of Cards, and I think that's why everybody's pissed because they wanted that like crazy APR. And the miner token is more like that though. If you wait, 360 days, then it's 1,188. 30 days 99%, and 180 days 594. This will continually go down. I think the Mineral probably won't see as much downturn because they've set this more realistically. There's going to be a sweet spot to where this evens out. This has a lot more downside to go, in my opinion, the miner token versus the Mineral BRC 420. But hey, guys, it's up now. You got to, like, I respect the fact that they were transparent about it. It might have pissed off a lot of people, but I'd rather them be transparent to me and then them saying, oh, you're going to get all this APR and then, like, I'm not earning it or whatever, you know? So that's how I feel about that.
Man. And I guess we got one more thing to talk about here. And that is the Ordinal Revolution guys. They have a website called ordinalrevolution.com. Should definitely be checking that out. Wow, that loaded up quick. So if you guys check out ordinalrevolution.com, we have some articles on the RuFi token and some really amazing articles, guys. Check these out here. If you know someone who's not in Ordinals and want to get them caught up, definitely check that out here. And then we also have you guys to go to Bitcoin Nashville. Definitely click up here. You're 20% off. You know, why not use it if you're going? And then obviously we have a store here. If you click that store button right there, it'll take you to our Shopify. And we have some amazing t-shirts and stuff like here. We're gonna come up with new articles and not new articles, we're gonna come up with new designs and new things as well. If you guys have any ideas for us, please leave them in the comments below. We can add some stuff that you guys potentially want. We think everything's fair price. So check this out. Don't go to Nashville without any Ordinals gear. And they got this cool little goat hat here. It's something new we added this week. So check out everything we have over here, guys.
I should be getting mine today. Hopefully I'm sporting that at the Frogs event, but yeah, excited.
Yeah, man. Any last words, comments? This week's going to be a little shorter. I definitely want to get into that real quick, but any last words or comments?
Comments is, you know, guys, just if you've been here this whole time, just stay the course, right? Not financial advice, just stay the course from a mentality perspective, right? Because your conviction brought you here, just like us. We've been blessed from our convictions, and we will continually be blessed. Like, I feel that way. But yeah, a lot of exciting stuff, a lot of stuff coming up. Take your time with it, breathe, soak it in, and then do whatever you have to do for that next step. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And you know what I'm doing is very simple. I'm getting very liquid for runes. Barely holding anything besides Bitcoin right now. Everything I'm holding is locked into Merlin Seal. So take that with you. But think that's not financial advice. I don't always do good. I've been doing good the last couple months, but who knows what happens with my rune strategy here. But definitely have a strategy, right? Don't go in the runes like willy nilly. Just definitely have some type of idea of what you're going to do. If we do have a Solana type of meme bull market like they saw over here on here, you need to be ready. I truly believe that. You're obviously ready, right? You got a lot of Bitcoin on the sideline as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably get some more as well, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to start offloading, though. You know, like as soon as Rune's protocol is done, I'm going to be very intentional with what I get into, because everybody and their mama and their sister and cousin is going to freaking be deploying a Runes token and stuff. So,
yeah. And you can always play the game where you throw $100 at each, right? Throw a small amount of money in your portfolio and just see what happens. Expect it to go to zero, but I'll be very happy if it's a dog with hat, right? And it does 100x. So, but guys, that's the show. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys. Please hit the like for us, hit the subscribe. Send this to somebody who is in crypto, you know, maybe get them over here to Ordinals. The more people we have over here, the better for the ecosystem. So make sure they're good people, though. Don't be bringing no con artists over here. So I'll see you guys.
Peace.
Ordinal Revolution. Let's go.